What's going on, guys? We are back with another episode of MLB The Show Franchise Mode and another insane trade. Salvi goes to, well, never mind. He goes back to Kansas City. He apparently had been picked up or traded to last season to the Rays, but he is back, probably in a retirement tour, 1 year deal. Probably retires at the end of it. Wants to retire as a Royal, so they made it happen and included him in a 4-for-4 trade. Meisner is going to Tampa Bay. Baumeister, Frank Mozzicato, and Jack Caglione. Drew Matt Rasmussen is a huge piece in this trade. Holy cow, that's a big one. Looks like a salary dump. We'll see. Big time salary dump by the Rays. But what we've got is a Chase Burns on the mound. Hold on, I saw an exclamation point pop up in transactions, but I think it was just that. Romy Gonzalez got called up. Wait, they put him on a 10-day for a fractured forearm? Who else saw that? Managed roster. We did rework our lineup a little bit. Just a teensy bit. In fact, I forget what we did to it. Friedel up first. I did remove a couple players who were absolutely wasted of energy. Just for now. I think Brennan Malone was one of them. So for now, we're putting Spencer Steer at second. And that'll hopefully give Spencer a chance to heat up this.
ball bounced over. Ground rule double. No, he's safe. Ball that low.
I heard the thing happen again, so I had to quickly pause. I don't think you guys could hear me for a minute. That is hit well into right field. I'm not sure we're going to get to it. We're not. It's a ground rule double for Logan O'Hoppe. Probably should have dove for that because it was getting over the wall regardless, so we wouldn't have given up any extra bases. All right, we got to get Tucker Flint out. Hopefully keep the runner at... Okay, it's not going to happen. Runner's at third now with one down, so Christian Moore is going to be he's going to have to be retired with that, exactly that. This is going to be close at the plate. They're going to test him. The throw is not in time. He's going to score behind the tag. 2-1. 2-2-1. Brian Navarretto is going to get a juicy slider right in the middle of the plate, but he was late on it. Well, swing time says good, but he was underneath it and sent it foul. That is also sent to center field. Who is this? Is this Blade in center? Sure is, and the out is made. Inning is over after they score only one. Ellie De La Cruz is 1 for 1 on his day. Tried to get another hit here. We have 5 hits through 2. That's low, 2-1. Who else is going to be doing well? Stewart is doing okay. Suarez also doing relatively fine. Just kidding. Suarez is not. That's a ground ball, and that should be an easy out. They make the play, 1 down. Sal Stewart bats with nobody on. He'll try not to swing at a sinker way down there this time. We'll see what happens, though. 47 pitches for Reed Detmers, which is a little lower than I expected it to be. That's a foul ball on a pitch that was just above the zone. Didn't need to swing at it, but we did. Stolen base percentage of 500%, or 550%. It's 500. Swung on and missed. Stewart down on strikes. That's 2 outs. Now Suarez, a man who's done that plenty of times this year. 0 for 1. Was it a ground out his first time up? I don't remember. That's going to be outside. It was a fly out to left field. It was pretty well hit, but it was in fact a fly out, and his contact is down at 49, which is down, I believe, 2 from the start of last season. It was 51. That is going to be smoked high in the air and most likely caught short of the track. That's the end of the third. Nobody on, no hits whatsoever. Chase Burns holds a 1-run lead as he tries to get through the bottom of the third without allowing a tie. Kyron Paris, 1 for 5 last game. Swung on and missed. That's a strikeout. I think the first for Burns. Could be 2. Second. Okay. Jose Siri, the speedy right-handed bat, with also apparently a good batting average this year. We're going to try to strike him out. We'll see. Oh, boy. Oh, no, he's not as speedy as he used to be. Like 2 years ago, they had him with 99 speed. Unfortunately, he is still a stealing threat. Pardon me.
No fence off the plate. Ball 2.
Oh, my goodness. It was like a perfectly executed wild pitch right there. Stevenson kept it in front of him. They tried to test him. It didn't work out. And we're 1 strike away from getting out of the inning. That's going to miss by just a few inches. Jason Dominguez, who was the first strikeout victim, that's going to be a base hit. Unless, no, he's safe. Good running by Lamont Wade, the 32 speed first baseman. That's called a ball. Guys, I'm risking it here. Ooh, that looks higher than I thought. Oh, no, it wasn't. That dropped in there. Strike. I'm not sure exactly. I think it's a 2-second limit you get, and I definitely overlasted that. Uh-oh, that's going to drop in there. Base hit. Jason Dominguez with the single. First and second now with 2 down for the Angels. Zach Neto takes a well-called strike for now. That one looked a little bit outside. It was. That's overturned to a ball, and he's got a favorable 2-1 count, which is going to end up netting him, unless it's a great throw, a run. They're going to hold him, and his base is loaded now for Logan O'Hoppe. That is a strike, and now we're 1 strike away from escaping. It's just low. It's a full count. I was actually way lower than it looked. I hate this. Everybody's off. Swung on and belted, and it just goes foul. 30 pitches on the inning. He should be at 57 now. That is foul tipped and not held on to. The inning will extend another pitch or more. That is grounded up the middle, possibly through. Ellie saves a run by keeping it on the infield, but it is a tie game. And Tucker Flint comes up to bat. That is another pitch they probably should have challenged. It's 1-2 without a challenge. And that's going to score 2. Not a good inning. A bad throw on to the infield. And it's 4-2 Angels. Chase Burns having a rough third inning. 3 have scored. Full count. Walks the bases loaded again. The only part was walking, or bases loaded again. That was his first walk. Then he strikes out the next guy. He gave up 3 runs. So we're going to have to do some chipping away. And then the next few innings, hopefully it's possible. We got 2 within 3 innings. So, I mean, it's possible for sure. We got 2 in the second and none in the third. So this is about the part of the lineup that did the damage. Let's do it again, boys. Noah Marte up to the plate. Swings and sends that one really high in the air. That's going to do nothing. Moncada will be next. He doubled his first time, not this time. Moncada batting .229 in the 6th hole. We probably should change that, send him down a little bit. Spencer Steer looking for a chance to have a tying opportunity. However, Moncada is going to ground out. I think that's almost exactly what he did the last time. That's 2 down. Possibly a little too easy. I'm going to warm up Ferguson just in case we need him. We also may end up calling up an actual long relief pitcher. That way we can actually be fine in this type of situation. That's way inside to Steer. It's 2-2. His power not great against lefties. It's only 49, but hey, all I'm looking for is some contact to get down to JJ Bleday. That is also way outside. 3-2. Bleday batting under 200, but he does have a double, and it was an RBI double. That is gonna probably get caught and end this inning. In fact, it was. And the inning is over. We're still trailing 4-2. I'm not gonna worry until we're in the 9th. Still trailing by 2. Just gotta get through this inning. Burns, I need you to go at least 5. Oh boy. That's gonna be a base hit. And they're off to a good start. 8-hole hitter on. With some phenomenal speed. He's off. Outside. He's definitely safe. Jose Siri, who also reached his first time up with a base hit, has an RBI opportunity. With this at-bat, that's way in, and it's a 3-1 count. That's going to score him. That's going to extend this lead. That one's cut off with a small chance to get him. Probably should have just thrown straight home. 5-2. All right, Chase Burns is getting slightly burned. They're off and running. I think we got him, and that should be a double play. Good job to turn that one quickly enough. So even with the runner in motion, it's a double play, but we have suffered another run against. And he's at 90 pitches. This is unfortunately going to be Chase Burns' last inning. That is popped into left field. Dane Myers is playing left instead of center. I think we mixed that up. I think it should be Bleday in left and Dane in center, but I'm okay with whatever's happening here. They're going to pull their pitcher, and we've got a new one against us. Caleb Ferguson will have to be the guy. Oh, man, our bullpen is tired. Schedule him. Yeah, we're going to have to make a move, send probably a position player down and call an extra pitcher up. Way inside, nearly got him. Bleday will lead it off. Myers is going to get pulled for Fraley. And then Stevenson's still going to bat. Oh boy, we've got a Bleday homer on our hands. And that'll make it 5-3. Good hit by Bleday there. Able to connect on a high, looked like a breaking pitch because we were a little bit ahead of it. We'll find out exactly what it was. But a great home run by JJ Bleday. Narrows the deficit to 2 again. I don't like how I decided to go red on red. They're wearing red, we're red. The only difference is the pants. Whoops. Okay, Dane, excuse me, is done. Fraley's day has just begun. Oh boy, I want to use Connor Phillips, but he's so tired already. We're not going to be able to today. There's a lot of pitchers we're not going to be able to use. Needed a longer outing. That's going to be a base hit. Turns on the inside fastball, sends it into the outfield, and we've got ourselves a base runner with still nobody out. Tyler Stevenson is going to... I'm not stealing. I would have stolen with him a few years ago, but his stealing number has gone down. That is fouled away. Fortunately, out of play. And now, he's got a 1-2 count. Takes that high fastball. He was the 2026 World Series MVP. That's a cool accolade. Don't think it's actually going to happen in 2026 for the real Reds because we're not going to make it. That's hit well. Does it have the distance? It does, and we've got a tie game. Stevenson goes yard. Zephyr blows the lead just handed to him. It was a very comfortable lead, but 2 homers have entirely closed the gap. And we've got a new ball game, 5-5 in the 5th. And they're going to come and get Zephyr. He is done. Didn't record a single out. Jake Cousins will face Ellie De La Cruz. I'm telling you, not the kind of guy you want to see when you're first coming out of the bullpen. We'll see what he can do against Ellie, who I would imagine is looking for a pitch to drive. Doesn't find it in the sinker, but he did take a swing. I can't believe we're being out hit by the Angels after the start we had. They have 9 hits to our 8. That's way inside. We've got a full count. I think we want to mix it up, though. Do we want to use a lefty? I keep looking back at this screen. We definitely can't use Aiken or Phillips today. We're going to have to space these 4 out. And I think you've got to use... Okay, Logan Ohapi's actually not as good against lefties. However, Zach Neto is. So what you want to do is use the right-handed Chase Burns against Neto, I think. And then you move to the bullpen. Fouls that one away. It stays full. That was a great pitch on the corner. I'm going to cancel scheduling him. We're going to put him in for the second batter. That is going to be golfed into right field. Not going to get down. 1 out. Jake Cousins gets through Ellie De La Cruz. Now Sal Stewart will try to do some damage. He's 0 for 2. What have you got? Mr. Sal Stewart does go around there, they say. Can't argue a check swing. So that's going to be outside. Tries again, knowing he got us to go around a little bit. His whip is at 2.0. That's walks and hits per inning. And it's per innings pitched. Excuse me. I forgot what it was. That's a ground out. That's what that was. 0 for 10 in the series for Suarez. The poor guy can't get it going. That's... I saw inside. Are we correct? We are correct. It's going to be a 2-1 count. That's going to be fouled away. I don't know if we should have swung at that. I saw a pitch that was breaking over the plate, and it was just a little too high. That's a disgusting take right there. That one shouldn't have happened. Suarez strikes out. And the inning is over after we successfully tied it. He knocks that one down. Has to make a quick play. He does. And, well, that makes things very interesting here because he's not at 100 pitches yet. I'm going to let him pitch through this inning. I think we need it as a team. So he's going to get to 100 pitches in the next couple batters. He's going to take it for strike 3. So Chase Burns would be eligible for a win if he makes another out without giving up a run. But that also only applies if we can score this next inning. But the Angels go 1, 2, 3, and Chase Burns delivers a clutch 5th inning. I think you got to use Tony Santillan right away because it's 3 righties. But Christian Moore is... yeah, he's way worse against righties. Righty is the move. It's going to have to be Santillan. Caleb Ferguson waiting patiently to come in. Hopefully every one of them can work 1 inning, and that is all. I will say, if this game has to go to extras, we would be in moderate trouble. Fouls off that sinker that was really well thrown at the bottom of the zone. That might have actually missed by just a tiny bit. Swung on early on the lower slider. Man, he got him to go. And now we'll have the right now left-handed batting Yohan Moncada. That is up the middle, but dove and handled by the shortstop, and that is 2 down. So it looks like the book on Chase, not Connor. I don't know why I was thinking Connor Burns. He's a minor leaguer. But his day is looking as if it's going to end with a no decision, which is fine. you would take a no decision if you give up 5 runs. Inside, 2-2 to Spencer Steer. This is the second lefty we've had to take care of today. That is called a strike. I have to let it stand. It was very close. We got to let that one, unfortunately, go. If I remember, I'll check where that pitch ended up. Holy crap, that was a terrible pitch. Struck out Christian Moore. If this could be a really quick inning, that'd be great, but that was a bad pitch. The fastball not landing where we want it to. Pitch them all the same way. It's knocked down again. Santian late breaking, and we just beat him to the bag. The computer doesn't challenge. They don't have that ability, apparently. But that should be a very quick inning. And it is. Noel Marte handles it, and we are already off the field. It's going to be J.J. Bleday leading off here. Jason Dominguez is worse against lefties, so Ferguson's coming in next inning. In the bottom of the 7th. Bleday 2 for 2, including a pretty clutch home run. To shorten the gap, that was a strike. No, it wasn't. I'm sorry. I'm glad I'm not the one who was trying to challenge. That is also a strike. Yep, that one was. 2-2. Fraley would be next. Do we let him bat? That is well struck, but foul. I think we have to let Jake so we can... well, we'll see what happens. He is batting 9th and left. He's batting .332. We let him bat. That is well struck. Oh my goodness, did he do it again? It's gone, and it's his second homer of the day. The second homer of the day for Bleday, and his 4th of the year. So he's doubled up his yearly total in this game. All right, now we have no reason not to let Jake Fraley bat. He's already 1 for 1. That is going to be popped up to center field on a changeup that got in on his hands. I would say he moderately got jammed, but it was just kind of in on his hands. All right, let's make sure Ferguson's coming in. Subs, we didn't have any good sub for that situation. I mean, Friedel, but also at that point, just let him stay in, even though Friedel is significantly better against lefties. But 1 down, Tyler Stevenson, I think he's homered today, hasn't he? That was a very low changeup we took a swing at. Mitch Ferris trying his best to limit any damage, but not doing a great job so far. Already gave up a run. And it's the game-leading run for us right now. Obviously, things could happen, especially with how tired our bullpen is. That's hit pretty well. He's running back on it, but he should get there. He does on the warning track. That's 2 down. Ellie De La Cruz, 4 for 12 in the series, 1 for 3 on the day. Checked his swing. It's way low, 2-1. That is well struck to left field. 101 off the bat, totally flat. Didn't have a chance to get out of the ballpark, but that's a base hit. Sal Stewart, rough day, 0 for 3. Could make up for it. Does he? He does. That is smoked to left field. And it's going to be 8-5 Reds. Airplanes his way around first. Does he do the same around second? Oh, we get to see what he does around second. Pats his chest. Looked like he was trying to high-five the shortstop. I don't think he would enjoy that. Rounds them all. It's 8-5 Reds, and that should do it for Ferris. He gave up several runs, 3 runs that inning. Not the first pitcher to do it. I think, I think Burns is actually in charge of all the... Oh my goodness, that is hit by the shortstop. And what are you doing, Suarez? Bro had a about 3 years to make it, but he was jogging the entire way, so I think that will be it for Suarez's career. We're going to DFA him. I'm just kidding. We're not going to do that. But you got to run down the baseline. Like, you got to run it out. That was why you got to run it out. He grounded out. He was frustrated. But the shortstop misplayed it. And he was dead to rights because he was jogging out of the box. Yes, he's older now, but still got to actually try. That's going to be up the middle, and that should be an out. He's going to beat it out. See, that's how you beat it out. Same situation. A maybe base hit turns into a base hit because the runner ran it out. And he's slower. Oh, that's a fantastic catch by Noelvi Marte. Able to get there. And that'll be the second out. That's well struck by Zach Magneto. Oh, that's hit hard. Good catch by the ball boy out there. Struck him out. And they can't answer. That's the end of the 7th. It'll be Noelvi Marte leading off. Who do they got? Righty. Garcia is going to come in the bottom of the 8th. We're using a ton of pitchers today, but it could have been worse. I'm so happy we got that 5th inning out of Chase Burns. That is hit towards right field. Hopefully it gets out of play, but it does not look like it's going to. Technically hit onto the warning track, but it is so shallow over there. Now Yoan Moncada. Spencer Steer has to bat for himself because we got nobody else. That's well struck by Moncada, but caught out there. And now Spencer Steer, who's 0 for 3 and 1 for 3 on the whole series. That's inside. Does take a ball. Let's see. What do we got? That's a foul ball. 2-2. Ty Floyd doing really well in Double-A. That's outside. Full count. JJ Bleday is 3 for 3 with 2 homers. That is gonna... Dang, what a grab. Run it out. He beats it out. This time Steer with a base hit. So he's 1 for 4 on the day. Makes him 2 for 7 in the series. Did not play yesterday, I don't believe. That's inside. 2-1 to Bleday. A double and 2 homers today for Bleday. That's going to be hit down the line early on a fastball that was well inside. But after that one, that looked like a strike. That's outside. Full count. We're going to have Steer in motion. Can we get to Jake Fraley? Checked his swing. That looked like a strike to me. But it's called a ball, and it missed by just a little bit. So good eye by the ump, good eye by Bleday. We thought he was cooked, and that's going to finish the inning right there. Pop up by Fraley. Wish he dropped it, but he didn't. All right, we're going to have Yimi Garcia, who I suck with pitching as. But as a whole, he's not been terrible. That's going to be a pop-up, so that'll be nice. We've got first and second baseman coming after it. Sal Stewart makes the call on the catch. And now Tucker Flint will face the right-handed Garcia. Strike 2. Right through the fastball. Go to a sinker. So fastball movement goes down 2-2. Now slow him way down. Circle change. Got the strikeout. Yimi Garcia working through the 8th. Rapidly. And that's going to be another pop-up. So I said pop-up. So there's 2 pop-ups and a strikeout this inning. Pretty dominant stuff from Yimi Garcia today. That'll be Raisel Iglesias. So a former Reds closer is coming in for the Angels here in the top of the 9th. And a former and Fantasy World current. Do we hit for Stevenson here? He's got 62. Nathaniel Lowe has 77. I think you do. I think you hit for Stevenson right here. Let Lowe get an at-bat. Chapman. Warm the man up. He's coming in to close this ball game out. 3-run cushion. That's popped up. Doggone it, Nathaniel. I was trying to give you a chance. Center field shot, but only 81 off the bat. Ellie De La Cruz is batting for himself, without a doubt in the world. And Sal Stewart will have another chance to maybe get a second hit. That's a great pitch on the outside. I thought it was going to drop further. It did not. Suarez pops up. That one foul, out of play, but that was way inside. I was in deep protect mode, though, so we swung. That's going to drop below the zone. We're going to have to use Trevino in the bottom of the ninth. That hasn't happened a whole lot. But it's happening today on really hard ground. You got to beat that out. You got to beat that out. That's a great throw, but Ellie in last year's game would have beat that out. Now Sal Stewart's going to hit that one up the middle, and that will be a second hit. Not that well hit, but it found a hole, and he found a base. So now we could use Lowe at first base and run for Sal at first. No disrespect towards my boy, but get quick speed. That is another fantastic grab, but I don't... He actually ran that one out, and then he slid, but he does reach base. So good for Suarez. He's on base. We don't have that many extra arms, so we're not going to... Unless... Is he DHing? This is a curious move. Nope. Who is DHing? It's going to be Moncada, the other option we could have used at third. No, wait. There is another. Run for Suarez. Using, ironically, Malone, the guy who will be taking his spot. Now Noel Marte. A 2-1 count. Now a 3-1 count. And Raisel Iglesias. It's not a closing situation. And he's lucky. That is smoked, but it's going to go foul. Oh my goodness, full count. And Iglesias, this isn't going to matter for our game, or even the series, but he's exhausted. And they're going to leave him in. Moncada, the DH, is going to end the inning. That was a generous little fly out of his. Darn. We're going to do some shuffling of the outfield here. All right, Nathaniel Lowe is playing first base. And now the catcher spot is the only one that needs to be adjusted. Do you leave Benson in? He's got pretty decent defense. Do you leave him in place of Blade? Arm strength 79. Benson's arm strength is 77. I do like the idea of that, though. We're going to move Blade. Oh, wait. No, wait. We're going to leave him for sure. Blade is in the catcher spot, but no longer. I think that shifted things nicely. That's a walk, and that was just a tiny bit high. We're not going to challenge. We should have. Holy crap. It was a 3-1 count, so it would have made it full. Oh, boy. That's not going to get fielded by Marte. Had a chance to get him at second if anyone had been covering. Kyron Paris has just put himself on base, and Nolan Shonowell will pinch hit as the game-tying run. Fouls that one away. Just absolute trouble we're pitching ourselves into. Got to get an out. We're not going to get anyone else. It's got to go to second or first. We were trying to go to second. It didn't work out. So tying run is now Lamont Wade, the lefty. And Chapman's getting tired. Struck out Lamont Wade, and he's 1 out away from finishing this game. Jason Dominguez turns around to bat righty, against the lefty. I think this could be the first time he's done it today. I could also be lying through my teeth. But he's down to 2 strikes, and that's going to tie the game. We hung a slider. What we couldn't have happened just happened, and extras are the best case scenario on the day. We're going to have to use a starter, and if it goes to extras, Abbott's going to have to come out of the bullpen. Or best case scenario, the one with the most stamina. That's going to be popped foul by Zach Neto. I can't believe I did that. A blown save when going into the inning with a 3-run cushion. That should have ended the inning, but it misses by a tiny bit. And now it's full. I think you got to pull him now. It's another walk. Chapman he doesn't have it today. That's absolutely certain. Logan O'Hoppe is going to have a prime opportunity to win this game. I can't even believe it, man. That's smoked. That is genuine trouble right there. Got to get it home. That's going to be a wild throw, and they're going to walk it off. Angels with the massive upset. And the series victory to boot. Absolute shame of a performance by Chapman. He needed to come in and get 3 outs. He had a 3-run cushion. And that one's going to find every gap it could possibly find on its way to the wall and the win. Bad throw didn't help anything. Angels walk it off in the bottom of the 9th. What happened? We out-hit them 14-13, got outscored 9-8. They scored 4 runs in the 9th inning. Chapman got 2 outs, gave up 3 hits, struck out only 1, walked 2, did not have his best stuff today. We're going to need a day off, but I don't know if we've got one coming. Oh my goodness, that's a frustrating little way to lose right there. I can't even believe it. Well, you gotta believe it because it happened, but next episode is going to be another situations and scouting episode. I wish this one would have been like that. But you know what? Losses happen in really heartbreaking ways sometimes. 9-8 finish, Angels on top. They come away with the series victory and another series loss in a row for us. That's insane. We cannot get it going. We're going to have to get it going, but we have been really struggling. So with that, I'm going to have to call it here, guys. And that'll do it for the episode. I will see you in the next one. Peace out.